Half a day, everyone. The Guam Workforce Development Board General Membership Meeting is now called to order. Today is June 28th, 2024, and the time is 4:03. In accordance with the open government law, notices for this meeting have been disseminated via the public notices website, emailed to all the board members, media, and broadcasting outlets. With the first notice posted on June 21st and the second on June 26, 2024. I will now establish roll call. Please say here or present when your name is called. The Honorable Lourdes Leon Guerrero, Governor of Guam, here. Honorable Sabina Flores Perez, Senator, 37th Guam Legislature. Gerald T. Johnson, here. Roland Certeza, designee Stacy Orlarmo, here.
We'll give her a second too.
Stacy Orlarmo,
Here.
okay. Gina Rojas, who's not here. Ashley Ajuju, absent. Sanjay Diwan,
Here. Here.
Wayne Vigler with designee Cameron Dugowitz.
Here.
Yeah, thank you. Matthew Pothin's designee Selena Ashland, unconfirmed. Derek Munya Kinata, designee Cherry Guerrero.
Okay.
Here? Yeah, okay, you're here. James Martinez, designee. Francine Tideckley, yeah, Francine,
Yes, I'm here.
okay. Mary Rhodes, absent. David Delasolo, designee, acting director Gerard Tovis. Here. Okay. Julie Ujoa Heed.
Here.
Okay. Cameron, designee for Michelle Perez. Joseph Cameron. Okay. Patrice Hara, designee for Director Teresa Ariola. Okay. Peter Barcinas.
Here.
Joe Sanchez. Okay. Do we have a quorum? We have a quorum? We have a quorum.
Yes.
Okay, acting director, you're recognized.
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion to excuse members that are not present at this time.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I hear any objections? If not, motion passes. The next order of business, we will have updates from our committees. As chair for the executive committee, I would like to call on Mr. Peter Barcinas as chair of the planning and coordinating committee. Here.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For our report, we have supplements that's available for the board members to review. The highlights of the planning and coordinating committee includes the one particular action item before the board regarding the AEFLA grant that is out of GCC. Two applicants submitted a proposal for the board to consider adopting the recommendation to approve that application. This application process recognizes the requirement has been given the opportunity to provide feedback to these reviews. And the recommendation going forward from the planning committee is that the applications are aligned with the state plan and meets the majority of the 13 considerations. So that's an action item that was presented to the planning committee to present to the board action agenda section of the meeting. The next highlight of the planning committee involves the discussion on universal MOU with the core partners. This is a requirement WIOA Act that all the services and future the mandated programs. Some common element of provide services and how participants access those services. That's a work in progress in the discussion. The review has already been completed. The next action item is to present the partners for, and I think next meeting, we hope to have this here for adoption. So that's a big progress. The universal MOU was an idea in the past, but that has always been a challenge for the board to enjoy part of how we share costs, how we leverage the resources, and how we really bottom line meet the needs of those that require the services of the AJC. The last item, or the next item that was discussed by the planning committee is the revisit our branding and marketing of the AJC. This includes the interest area of looking at how do we modernize the way we look, the way we present ourselves, and the way we address workforce readiness, as well as building capacity of others that currently exist as those that can become future training providers. So a lot has changed in the scheme of the workforce training environment. And I think our state plan has aligned to those areas. So part of that feature of our state plan is to begin putting some teeth to those provisions and resourcing it accordingly. The final item that was discussed by the planning committee included the first ever, I think, formally sponsoring a online business needs assessment survey. That was a action step to support the strategic planning process. And I think the recommendation by the committee is to consider doing this periodically at the most every 6 months, so that we have current tracking of developing trends and interest areas, as opposed to waiting every 5 years to conduct the needs of workers, employers, and organizations providing training. One of the features of the business need assessment survey is a lesson learned. We our survey using the CNMI survey methodology. Partly the objective was to compare our workforce, survey results with theirs. So there's some benefits to look at the common areas where we have some, complementing strategies as opposed to where there are gaps. The total respondents to the survey was 88 responses. That's a low turnout, but I think for the first pass, it's a significant number to invest in known individuals that are close to workforce development or career readiness work. So we want to build, a closer relationship with these respondents, get their feedback on the methodology of the business needs assessment survey. What worked, what turned you off? There was a lot of drop off during the survey administration. I think we had over, how many total went into?
We had over 158.
158 entered into the survey link and only 88 completed. So we feel that there are some technicalities on they get tired of going through the question format. So I think we can do a better job at the next round. So with that, I'd like to acknowledge the program action team that supported the survey and the services of the partner institution, the University Institutional Research Arm, who hosted the survey platform. And I think that was a good opportunity to continue building that relationship. I know that there's opportunities for student researchers and faculty that can focus on workforce data. I think that that's a development that was recently provided to the Department of Labor to support a grant for looking at showing up our workforce data reports through sponsored research. That concludes our committee report.
Thank you, Pete. The Finance and Technology, Monitoring and Oversight, Business Outreach, and Youth Affairs Committees do not have any updates at this time, as they do not have chairpersons in those committees. We really need volunteers to volunteer to chair these committees, and we need members of these committees. So those of you out there, pick a committee and volunteer, please. Thank you. Okay, we're going on to action items. We will now move on to the action items and priority areas, which will start with the approval of the previous agenda items, specifically the Title II AEFLA RFP grant applicants. Mr. Martinez, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On behalf of the planning committee, who also vetted the applications and acknowledged the review process, the committee is recommending to the board to approve the two applications that were submitted, and that the board did respond to the two calls for the review of the application that was, as noted by the staff. The first notice was given June 10th, and the second notice June 24th. Now, I know that some of the members have reviewed the application, and to date, we are recommending that the two application meets the alignment requirements to all 13 considerations. The 4 considerations for the record includes the needs assessment, the alignment with the one-stop partners, the facilitated learning context, that's the approach to how services are provided, and the partnership for support services. These are the key areas in both applications. The narratives for each section were well written, and it does satisfy the alignment to our state plans. So with that, the recommendation to the board is to move to accept the approval of those two.
Do I have a second?
Who are the
The two references on the application is the Manalo Employment Empowerment Initiative. That's a nonprofit institution that has the capability to provide the kind of adult education and literacy activities as noted in the grant requirements. The second one is Ketungu Pago through Adult Empowerment Education Program. That's a local education agency provider. Again, that both applicants have demonstrated effectiveness in providing such services. So we need a second.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Do you have any objections? If not, motion passes for the approval of the Manolo Foundation and the Tukunho Ago and the Title II application evaluation. We will move on to board discussions. Does the department have any updates this time? Acting Director Gerard Tobes, you are recognized.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. But first of all, may we please also recognize the designee for Senator Sabina Perez. Designee Nikki Fernandez is present. Nikki?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. For Department of Labor updates, Mr. Chair, thank you again. We have a few from the Department of Labor. First off, as of June 29th, we have received conditional approval for our combined state plan. Yay. Great. Great job, team. and are awaiting conditions for approval. I would like to thank, of course, our core partners. Thank you, partners, and our staff. Thank you, staff, for their diligence in working together in the state plan. And I look forward for our team addressing the conditions of approval in a timely manner. Secondly, Mr. Chair, our formula grant SF 424S has been submitted for program year 2024 and are awaiting grant award activities beginning July 1st, 2024. CSEP, our senior citizens grant, was awarded $916,365 on June 25th, 2024. Thank you, Viva Manomco. Our Title I, WIOA Youth, Adult, and Dislocated Workers is pending the award of $3,173,617 with increases across the board. Youth receiving a 3.97% increase, adult receiving a 3.96% increase, and dislocated workers getting a 2.17% increase from the previous grant awards. Title III, Wagner Pizer Employment Services is also pending a $314,863 award. Thirdly, Mr. Chair, updates on our discretional grants. Our National Dislocated Worker Grant, or called NDWG, $1,549,054 has been through May 25, and our NDWG program has been typhoon cleanup work and assisting through the recovery of typhoon water. We also have expanded our apprenticeship through funds awarded for year grant, which provides a total of $594,190 to the apprenticeship programs. A Home 5 grant was submitted with the which competitive grant of $900,999, which is still pending the authorities, but we are confident in receiving this. Lastly, Mr. Chair, the territory's meeting was held on June 11 through June 3rd in Hawaii, which discussed pathways to career, all public investments in America and investing in and our team attended this event. And that's all we have for Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Jared. Does GCC or DPHSS have any updates at this time?
For GCC, there's no updates. Other than just having the 2 applications for the Title II WIOA, and thank you for your support.
DBR or DPHSS? Leon? Okay. Thank you. Are there any other matters to discuss by the board?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to add to the Department of Labor's report. I know the director was a presenter at the recent Micronesian Island Forum. And that's a work effort of the board, which has the Regional Workforce Development Council. And some of the early work leading up to the forum included some of the pre-meeting sessions by the council. And Director Del Sola did an amazing job presenting before the chiefs. And there is a communique, it's a resolution that addresses the high priority workforce items that involves the region. And those are acknowledged interest work for this board to seriously look at the impact of workforce development, not only in our backyard, but also regionally. So that's an important participation by the agency and our board policy interest work.
Thank you. Thank you to the director. If there's no further discussions, we will move on to our next agenda item. We open it up the meeting for public comment. Do we have any public comment? Thank you, colleagues. If we've exhausted our, Mr. Toves, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I would like to motion subject to the call of the chair.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have any objections? Seeing and hearing none, motion passed. Workforce Development Board General Membership Meeting has adjourned. The time is 4.